Okay, you
All
take it
right.
away.
Hi, everyone. I'm just going to make sure you can see my screen move. So I'm going to go forward one and back one. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Sometimes I just start talking and then no one can see my slides. All right, so hi, everyone. I'm your BDM. I'm Kim Daino. I think I know most of you by now. Today, we're just going to go over what's new. And I know some of this is a little repetitive because what's new is not so new anymore. If you're not familiar with Sandals and Beaches, we are all inclusive. So Sandals is our adult only brand, which is really focused towards couples, but we do accept all adults. There's always two in a room. There's always a king size bed at Sandals. And then Beaches is our family friendly brand, and they're for everyone. So you can put a single in the room, you can put up to 18 people in a room. A lot of different options at Beaches. So let me just move this bar because I don't know if you can see this and if it'll be annoying for you. Okay. So we are located throughout the Caribbean. Jamaica is our homeland. Started in Montego Bay. We have Sandals Montego Bay and Royal Caribbean. And then you have Sandals South Coast. We have Sandals Negril, Beaches Negril. And then in Ocho Rios, we have Sandals Ochi, Sandals South Coast, and Sandals Dunn's River. We have one in the Bahamas currently. We have Sandals Royal Bahamian, which is in Nassau, but coming eventually, because I don't know if it's soon, but I know it's coming. We have Beaches, Emerald Bay. So that's in the outer island, Exuma, which for us New Yorkers, we do have to take a connection. But a little birdie told me that we're working on a nonstop of JetBlue. So fingers crossed that everything comes to fruition and quickly because we need more beaches. We have Beaches, Turks and Caicos. We have Sandals Antigua. We have three in St. Lucia, which is the Grand St. Lucian, Sandals Regency Latak, Sandals Halcyon. We have two in Barbados, Sandals Barbados and Royal Barbados. They are right next to each other. You do not need a transfer to visit one or the other. You can simply walk across the cobblestone path and you have the best of both worlds. We have our newest gem, which is Sandals St. Vincent, Sandals Grenada, and then Sandals Royal Curacao. So the rumor is we're getting a Beaches St. Vincent. I shouldn't call it a rumor because it did come right from Adam Stewart. But until I see renderings, until I hear all that, I just can't get excited because I've been waiting. Um, Also on the docket is Beaches in Barbados. I've heard that's moving along, but I don't have a date for you guys yet. So I don't want to tease you too much. All right, so our newest campaign, if you haven't seen it, just go on YouTube after we have this call because the algorithm is algorithming, and I'm sure you're going to get Sandals ads like crazy after this. Your phones are probably listening. But Made of Caribbean, the campaign is really just to put out there that our brand is really made of Caribbean. Our founder is Jamaican. Everything that this company does lives and breathes Caribbean. We do a lot to give back to the Caribbean. We have an amazing foundation called the Sandals Foundation, which directly impacts the communities in which our resorts reside. All right, just tells you a little bit more of Made of Caribbean, and we're bringing more of those Caribbean elements into our resort because the new traveler, they really want to experience the Caribbean. They're not just looking for an Americanized, watered down version of an all-inclusive, and that's great because we would love to serve the Caribbean to them on a silver platter. There's a lot of great new things being introduced that we'll talk about. All right, St. Vincent. I think Melody has been already. I'm not sure if anyone else has. I'm peer pressuring Samantha and Deborah to go. So this is our newest resort. We do have nonstop flights out of JFK on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and that goes between Caribbean Air and JetBlue. I know American was in there, but I think their flight pattern's a little bit more seasonal. Now, for Butler guests, they will have access to a boat transfer, and that is on the Jilly Bean, which is ironic because this boat is not the Jilly Bean. I don't know what boat that is. The Jilly Bean's actually nicer. Um, So the airport is about a 45-minute to an hour drive to the resort. See, it's about that much time in a transfer. However, if they are a Butler guest, they will have that boat transfer. From the airport, it's about a 10-minute shuttle to the marina. And then it's about 20 to 30 minutes, not even, honestly, it's probably closer to 20 minutes. They like to drive slow so you can enjoy the views. It's like an excursion within itself. So that's about 20 minutes, or I like to say about one beer if you're a slow drinker like me. And then you would just put that through your Butler preferences on the app, or you can email the resort so they know your preferences for the Butler guest. There are two-story overwater villas here. They butt up against this beautiful mountainous terrain. It's really, really pretty here. I mean, words don't describe it. So you have these two-story villas. That's a view of the inside. Give you a minute to gander at that. There are swim up suites, of course. So you'll notice, like at Sandals St. Vincent, we either have villas, which are, I don't know if they'll be in this picture, that you can kind of see them in the distance here. And there's these one-bedroom villas situated all around Sandals St. Vincent, and it's kind of like a Butler village throughout the resort. And then you have our high-rise building, which offers ocean views with a mix of tropical views depending on the floor you're on. And then we do have the swim up, and these are club level rooms. The closets here are gigantic, so if you want to move in, you absolutely could. So sorry, Marley is, let me just kick her out. Get out. Sorry. This is one of the new oceanfront. This one is so hard to get in, I have to say. This is an oceanfront villa with a private pool. I had somebody ask me about this today. They wanted to see if it was available in January, and I'm like, huh, it's weird. You can't even find 2 nights there. And it was true. You can't even get 2 nights until March. And then it doesn't open up for like a full week until September of next year. So if this is someone's dream vacation and you see it's available, you have to urge them to deposit. These rooms are selling out. They've also introduced some really unique concepts like the media room, which for some of our suites, we have a media room available, and it's like a large TV, a comfy sofa, and then it leads to the bedroom. And then we also have a fitness suite available, which instead of that comfy lazy room, which would be my preference, you'll have an exercise room. So you'll have like an exercise ball. I'm going to say that's an exercise bike and weights. Some really great dining options. You have Gatsu Gatsu, which is our sushi, and then some Japanese like fresh hot eats as well. So if you want that steak teriyaki. Parasol is our beach club. It is now open breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a la carte options. Three Jewels is our rum bar where you can actually sample the Sunset rum, which is the highest alcohol percentage you can possibly get. It's so high in alcohol percentage, you can't even bring it home because it's highly flammable. So if you do go to St. Vincent, go to Three Jewels and just try it. I mean, take it easy. It is the Sunset rum. They like to say you drink the sunset, you watch the sunset, and then you become the sunset when you drink this rum. I wouldn't go near it because I know rum and I do not get along, and I'm usually there for work, so I have to behave. We have Butch's Island Chop House, which of course we all know that's our steak and seafood, and it's fantastic. Sora is our Italian. Bloom is our coffee shop. So we've seen this at Dunn's River and they brought it here. Crema is ice cream and coffee. So you can get like a chocolate milkshake. Jerk Shack, of course. Isola is our pizzeria, and Isola is actually connected to Imora, which is our green bowls. So when you walk in there, you have to make a decision. Are you going to eat healthy? Or are you going to have a pizza? Or maybe you could do both. Scrimshaw is our upscale seafood restaurant. That is my personal favorite. I love the popcorn shrimp and the cheesecake there. It's embarrassing, but they actually know me by name there, and they know I'm going there for a cheesecake when I walk in. And then last but not least is Boucan. Now, Boucan is a unique concept that started here that they now brought to St. Lucia. It is a chef's plated experience. So with this experience, you are seated with other couples. It's family style. So you'll be in this beautiful long table seated with other couples. The chefs will come out, explain the dishes that they're bringing out and they're serving, the stories behind those meals, the reasons behind the different spices. They'll encourage you to try different spices and sauces that they lay out during this experience. Um, the cuisine is very spice forward. Not like spicy hot, oh my gosh, my mouth, but like Indian food spice forward. So for your chicken finger and French fry people, this might not be their style, but it definitely is an experience I do recommend. All right, Sandals Ochi, we are getting some renovations. This is great news, especially for you guys because Sandals Ochi is such a great groups resort. There is the 4 1-bedroom villa, so that's a 4-bedroom villa that you can book a really great girls trip, and it does have its own private pool. So this was refreshed. So no longer those dark red floors. I call them the Applebee's floors because they look like the kitchen of an Applebee's. I know this is recorded. Don't share that with anyone. And then also the NG one was also renovated. And again, these are poolside. Now, some of them, they have the private pool if you rent out the whole 4-bedroom. But if you're in like a 1-bedroom and it's a 2-story, then you may be sharing that pool with the other guests. So it's semi-private, a lot of these pools, unless you block out the whole villa, which I do recommend. Sandals Duns River. So we do have those 12 swim up rondavels. These aren't as new, but if it's been a while, definitely check these out. Duns River is one of our newer resorts. And they have a telescope for stargazing. Sandals Halcyon. This is all new suites here. We have the Halcyon Shore House Butler Suite. Actually, I think, Deborah, we've seen these in person when I had you in St. Lucia with me. So I think we got to see them right as they came out. So these are gorgeous. They're beachfront. They have their own pools. They're not right on top of the other rooms, which I like. So they're a little more private. And the rondavels that were built here are right behind them. So these rondavels are right behind the shore houses. So that gives you some more added privacy. I love a rondavel. I especially love this rondavel. I love how renovated it is. Nice new pool. I love how the ivy overlaps. And the price point at Halcyon is really good. When you compare it to some of our other rondavels, it prices out very competitively. So if you have a room snob, consider Halcyon. And room snob is not an insult. All right, Sandals Regency, let's talk. So they have renovated and renamed to the Bluff Villas. So this is all that 2.0 style. So light furnishing, open space, really, really beautiful. The pool is more spacious than it lets on. I didn't go in, but I did take a good look, and that pool is pretty deep. I'm 5'2", and I'm pretty sure this was about 5 feet deep, which is nice. All right, and La Talk. So we did add Buchan to La Talk as well. So that's the same concept that we just talked about at St. Vincent, where it's family style, it's just chef's tasting, local cuisine. If you're somebody who really likes to immerse yourself in the culture, you have to go to Buchan. Sandals Negril, renovated honeymoon suite. So you have these 2-story suites over here. Some of them have like a spiral staircase with an infinity edge pool. And I like that they tiled these infinity edge pools because a lot of them are glass. And at a Sandals, you do get an eyeful as a passerby. And I'll let your imagination go wherever it needs to with that. But at Sandals Negril, we smartened up and we fully tiled these. So no more surprise peep shows. And this does have the roof terrace, which really gives you a gorgeous view. Negril is a beautiful beach. Sandals Royal Curacao, we have some new rondavels as well. And again, that private pool. These rondavels are very private because they are tucked away closer to the golf course. So they're not right on top of like everything. So I feel like that gives you added privacy. And if you're booking a rondavel, that's probably what you want. Sandals South Coast, we've renamed the French Village to now be the Long Beach Building. And again, you can just see with the furnishing, it is completely updated. We are working on bringing this across the brand, so you will start seeing more and more updates. Some more views. This is the LB1, so it's a beachfront one-bedroom butler suite with balcony, tranquility soaking tub. Whew, mouthful right there. Sandals Royal Caribbean. I actually toured this room right as they finished it. This made my knees buckle walking up to this staircase. The view was incredible. It's absolutely worth it, but oh my gosh, it is. So this is the spiral staircase here. I don't know if you could see my mouse. You have these infinity edge pools, but they are on such a high floor. You get like an overwhelming view of the ocean. I mean, this is when you say oceanfront and beachfront, this is what you're imagining. So that sky pool with the rooftop terrace is phenomenal. If you're doing an engagement, I feel like this is the room you would book. And you would have the butler set up rose petals and you get proposed to right here. Write that down, ladies. You gotta share that with some of your trips that you're planning. Really beautiful, really spacious. All right, and then you have the beachfront butler suite with private pool. I didn't get to see these ones. They weren't done yet, but they were close. We all love a private pool. Okay, this is really interesting. This is like more of the Maid of Caribbean concept. So in Curacao and Royal Bahamian, this is unique to these two islands. You have the island inclusive dining. So that's for our top butler suites. That is for our SSG members that are Pearl and up. And if they are staying 7 nights, they get a $250 dine out credit. So they can take that dining credit and go explore the island and eat out on resort. And we do provide transportation to the restaurants that we participate with. Now, if you're in the top suites, that's meaning like the Curacao heart-shaped villa or the Infinity Edge villa, or in Royal Bahamian, if you have that beachfront butler, so those top butler suites, they get a 3-hour Mini Cooper drive. So they can it's not renting because it's included for this stay, but they get access to the Mini Cooper for 3.5 hours. The butler will set up the GPS, they'll set them up with the picnic, and they can explore the island. In Curacao, this is very easy because they drive on the same side of the road that we do. In the Bahamas, they don't, so you have to be a little bit more adventurous and know your left and right, which for me just would not work out, so I'll stick to it in Curacao. Caribbean weddings, we are doing so much with weddings. If you're not on my newsletter, please sign up because anytime there's a training, I will share that information on my newsletter. So there's new decor, new inspirations, new overwater chapel at Sandals Royal Bahamian, which seats up to 64 people. So it's the largest one in the brand at this moment. And the water in the Bahamas is just fantastic. The Bahamas is a great island too because it's just a few short hours from New York. So it's one of the islands you can get to the quickest. Great for a quick wedding. You know, they like to be courteous of your guests, so that's a nice quick trip that you can do. This new Jamaican tropical hues. The baby moon package. This is a really sweet option. Oh, I see. Hi, Kim. Oh, hi, Kathy. So with the baby moon package, they get sweet treats, meal planning for the mom to be, a sleep easy essentials. So that's the mask and the maternity pillow, breakfast in bed, a cravings menu, parents to be massage. That's a prenatal for mom and a Swedish massage for dad. That's 1 hour long. A baby bump photo shoot, which in the States, this alone would be $900. So the baby bump photo shoot comes with 10 digital images and a candlelit dinner. So one last romantic dinner of peace before your little bundle of joy comes. And that all comes to $900. That is a great value when you look at everything that's included. And this added package is commissionable to you at 10%. So you make $90 on it. We'll do the quick math. Okay, beaches. The new Treasure Beach. We just looked at a mock of the room. It is stunning. Treasure Beach is very unique, this village at Beaches Turks and Caicos, because this village gets room service, no matter what level. So if they're in concierge, they still get room service. Just remember at beaches, typically room service is only included for butler service. So if they stay in this village, they will get room service. So multi-level pool. I know they're adding a splash pad. There will be a Butch's Steakhouse. That's huge. That's the first one to come to the Beaches brand. Finally, kids love steak. My nephew, steak and lobster, that's his jam. He's an expensive child. So this is definitely up his alley. They're adding a movie theater. They're adding a dining hall concept, so they'll have multiple different cuisines in one space, so you can get all your different bites to eat, which is great because I'm sure those of you who have families, no one can agree on anything at the same time, so that's a great option for them. And this is located directly next to the Caribbean Beach Village, so right next door. It's a view of the room. Okay. This is where that dining hall concept will be. That splash pad area I was talking about. And this opens March 2026. Beaches Negril, the Fire Sky Villas. So these are the new villas at Beaches. There's 6 of these with the private pool. So these villas, the Fire Sky, that sleeps 10. So the one with the private pool sleeps 10. And then you have the Penthouse Collection, which sleeps up to 18. And when you fill up that suite, it's very affordable. I know we think about Sandals for girls trips, like Sandals Ochi, but when me and my sister, we did a girls trip to Sandals Negril, we ended up at Beaches Negril almost every day. We were just having so much fun there. And now with this concept, if we took all our girlfriends and filled up one of these villas, it would have been, I think it was going to be like $1,500 to $1,600 per person for 5 nights in May. And that's a Butler beachfront suite. So when you think about that value, it is worth it. If you can find availability, book it. Okay, I just skipped all my slides. Sorry about that. All right, new portal. I know you have been playing with it. I want to point out some really important features. So when you're quoting, my new favorite feature is you can quote more than one room at once. So right up here, it kind of becomes like your shopping cart. So you can add the rooms to the quote. So if you have a honeymooner that is taking you all throughout the Caribbean, you can add all of their desires to one quote. Or let's say you're booking a beaches multi-gen trip. Grandma and grandpa are paying, but now you have one room with no kids, one room with 4 kids, one room with 1 kid, one single adult. You can put all those different family combinations on one quote. This is going to save you so much time. This is something I wanted when I was a selling advisor. So I'm really happy that you guys got it, but man, am I jealous. This would have saved me so much time. Sandbox, this used to be brand folder. So this is also on the portal. This is under your sales tools. And this is where we have high quality professional images that you can share on your social media. Now, if you don't want to use the sandbox images, because again, I tend to steer away from stock images. Now, these aren't quite stock, they're still high quality, but Joe Vanderhoff does a photo circle where he offers really high quality images that don't look as stock. And I can share that link with the lovely Sam and Deborah so they could share that with you. But yeah, Sandbox, if you want it, it is there. Really beautiful images. Car wrap. This is a free program. We will wrap your car for free. If you're interested in a car wrap, you would contact your local BDM. So I'm your agency BDM. Yeah, Joe's really good for content. I'll share those links. So if you're local to Long Island and Queens, I would do your car wrap paperwork for you. If you're in North Carolina, then you would reach out to that local BDM, but you would copy me in just so I can make sure that the paperwork is being done accordingly. But it's a free program, and I get stopped all the time with my car wrap. They are a lot less cheesy than they used to be. The old car wrap, oh my gosh. It was not my favorite. The new one, I love this color. I get compliments on it all the time. Okay, so Gary Sadler, our Executive Vice President of Sales, he does say thank you. Gary is one of those executive VPs who actually really go out in the field, He loves meeting his advisor. So if you ever do see him, introduce yourself to him. He's a lovely gentleman. Sometimes, if we're lucky on Long Island, I will get to get him for events. And of course, I will let you guys know if any of those happen soon. Okay. I went through that quick, but the updates were quick. So I'm going to let you guys ask me any questions that you might have. And maybe I can get Joe's photo circle up to share.
Hi,
Hi.
Kim, it's Melody. I was trying to let the other ones go first, but since they didn't jump in, I just want to say that, and that's to the agents, that Sandals St. Vincent, I put in the chat is everything. I spent my birthday there last year. Everything that Kim said is absolutely spot on. I like Ochi also, and I have an upcoming wedding, a year from now there. And what, really caught me by surprise, because now I've been communicating with the wedding coordinator at Ochi.
Hmm.
It's so inexpensive.
I
Like
know.
my client she has like 40, 50 people and her wedding is like 3,800.
Oh
With
my
all
God.
of these, yes, with all of these add-ons. So even if she adds stuff to make it even more glamorous, she's gonna spend like maybe $6,000.
That's
So
amazing.
isn't that
Yeah,
amazing?
I love to hear that. And even for their guests. So Ochi is our fun resort. Ochi is our party resort. So, it's not as glamorous as Dunn's River, but when you're there in that setting and you're with your friends and your family, like it's such a great place for togetherness. And there's so many great activities in that area. If I was doing a destination wedding, that would be top of my list.
Absolutely. And there's three sections. So she's going to maximize her wedding by having the ceremony. I think she's doing the gazebo. I can't remember what the name of it is, but she's having the cocktail hour in one place, the dinner in another place, and then we're gonna move to the speakeasy and
Wow.
from the speakeasy to the disco. So, I mean, it's just going to be incredible. And if I knew that it was that inexpensive, I would have had much more people getting married there. And I might have done my 10th anniversary there. So I'll be pushing Sandals wedding packages. And Kim, you're
Great.
amazing also.
Oh, thank you. Well, I really appreciate, and I appreciate you sharing that with your team because I find that it can be intimidating, especially when you go from quoting something like Dunn's River, then maybe you get it in your head that's the only pricing that we have, but there really is a wide gamut, and you still get all those same inclusions. The value is there. When you compare a resort like Sandals Ochi to some other all-inclusives, when you really take into consideration what is included, like your transfers, your water sports, tips are included, it is a lot more competitive than you may think. So I appreciate that feedback.
You are welcome.
And I'm working with Marlene from Groups to do our training in January. So right now, I know I'm scheduled to see you guys again in January, but I'm trying to work with Marlene to have her do it because I would really love for you guys to learn more about our group's offers.
That would be great because I know that we spoke about that they no longer do the BFF, but that was a big draw for a lot of our clients. So groups would definitely be something
Yeah.
um that would be great to go over.
And you could do a Just Adventures BFFs. You could do your own. So a lot of that, what is just add-ons that we made a package. You could book a catamaran. I mean, if you had a certain amount of rooms, you could even talk to Island Roots and do an exclusive catamaran. You could pre-book their spas and you really could do it however you would like. So since we don't have BFF back as of yet, I know people are requesting it, but I would say do a DIY BFF.
That might be fun. Might be something
Mhm.
we look into. I know a lot of our agents are my BFFs, so that would be fun.
Yeah, I think so.
Does anybody have any more questions for Kim? You can feel free to unmute to ask her your questions, or you could put it in the chat.
And my contact information's on the screen as well, so you can always email me, text me. I'm always happy to help.
I guess not. I guess everybody is good.
Easy group, guys.
Yes, yes, very easy tonight. If you do have any questions for Kim, like she said, reach out to her. And then if you don't have her information, of course, it's going to be on our agent only site in school. Last call for any questions.
All right.
Okay, Kim, thank you so much. We appreciate your partnership and we appreciate all you do for us, and especially coming on Monday nights to give us um, all the new stuff that's happening with Sandals and Beaches. So thank you so, so much. We really appreciate
My
it.
pleasure. Yeah. Bye, guys. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone. Have a great night.